Higher love, my name is Lynette, and I'm going to try to adjust this as much as I can because as you see, I'm using my computer as well. So I'm starting here. The subject is Twin Flames, a daughter's perspective. So I'm also going on live on Facebook in my group, Professional Healers, so that I can share with you guys the perspective that I have as a twin flame daughter. So this is going to be really fun. I'm excited. All right, my name is Lynette Crosby. I am a light worker, a healer, and a guide. I was born to two very powerful twin flame couples, my mom and dad, and I have had the benefit of having this experience of a love that is so profound and amazing, and I want to share it with you all. And in doing so, hopefully be able to help you to navigate a perspective that I haven't seen in the twin flame community. Why am I a twin flame daughter? How do I realize and recognize I'm a twin flame daughter? Well, I recognize that I'm a twin flame daughter because in 2004, when my mom passed away, she became my spirit guardian. She became the person that could get through to me when my spirit team and the angels and God and no one else could get through to me. The moment that she passed away, she came to me, and I was in a place of mire and muck and not understanding anything about the twin flame journey or anything about what my abilities, gifts, talents were, who I was in any way. I was completely asleep. And in 2004, I was in a lot of pain. She had just passed. There was so much fear. I was one of those children that grew up with a lot of night terrors and things of that nature, which are all forms of keeping someone suppressed and not on their awakened journey. At the same time, I was someone who didn't accept programming. So when I started seeing the signs, I knew that I could see something, but I was in that daze of life, of living this life in this certain way, and grief is love, and when someone passes away, you gotta wait, to see them on the other side, or the rainbow bridge, or whatever the case may be, or you gotta wait until they die, and then you die, and then you go to heaven, and every story that was told, that was my life, and that was my perspective. And I came to realize that there was a new perspective. There was something better for me, and I did not have to live life having that experience in that way. And that was through my mom. It started with me seeing her out of pictures. Like I could see her, she would be in my baby brother's picture because I make art called Ohana. Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind. I'm actually going to grab one of my pieces. Hold on one second. So I make these beautiful different types of pyramids. This one actually glows in the dark. So I make different forms of art. And I was guided by my mom to make one for my brother, and she kept popping out of pictures, and I was like, okay. And so she guided me to make one of my most amazing pieces I've ever made to this day. Was one that was guided by her to make for my brother. And so that started my awakening. That started me understanding that, like, okay, mom has passed, but her soul and her spirit, and I can still talk to her like I'm having this conversation with you right now. She talks to me back. Mom, can I have a kiss on my forehead? I can feel it right now. So that's my relationship with my mom. Fast forward to my dad. So a few years ago, I'm getting messages from my mother. Oh, that's another thing. So my mom and dad, I realized I had this great love and connection with my mother. I could talk to her. I see angel numbers. I also see people as numbers, and I can see my mom. Whenever I see my mother's birthday, I know she's talking to me. That's just that's kind of like common sense, right? You see your mom's birthday, you know that your mother's talking to you. It's a sign. Well, I did a clearing for my dad And after I did a clearing for my dad, I started seeing my dad's birthday. Now my father is alive and well, right? And so I started to recognize, like, oh, my dad's soul is talking to me too. So when I would go through something, I would see my dad show up and, separate, because I needed to get used to that language that I was developing with my dad. I needed to get used to my father's love and his way of communicating with me, his higher self communicating with me, because his self that is alive and well and walking around right now does not communicate with me in that way. He's not able to yet, but his higher self, his love is there for me. And it's been such a profound moment, like, oh my gosh, oh, I can speak to my dad. My dad is here. I can talk to my dad. So it's been wonderful. It's amazing. But then I started noticing something. I started noticing little things where they would come together. And I would see, I would be driving down the street and I'd see mom's birthday and dad's birthday. And today I was guided to make this video. Today I walk down the street and I see a license plate and it says PS. And it says 1752. And I'm like, oh my God, that's my mom and dad, their birthdays together on a car. What? But that's always the way that they talk to me now. Whenever I'm going through something, I've been on this journey, I woke up alone by myself, I see them. And their love is so profound. I wrote a children's book. Let me grab a children's book. I wrote a children's book. So I wrote a children's book recently called No Is My Friend. I'm so proud of it. And it's to heal the trauma and relationship of the word no. I've written one for children and our inner children. It's the first book ever written for our inner children. So No Is My Friend, right? And I'm working on getting it out. I have, this is actually a sneak preview because this is what do you call it? It's like a test template. I can't think of it right now, but you guys know what I'm saying. This is like the prequel. This is not the actual book out ready to go. So anyway, so I wrote a book. Wouldn't you want to share that with your parents? Someone who loves you, I wrote a book, look what I did. Well, this makes me want to cry. My mom is not here to see my book, but she is, right? My dad is here to see my book. And, but that I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready for him to see it yet. I'm not ready. It needs to be done because he's in the matrix a little bit. And so where I need him to understand this and how I need him to respond to this is not from a place of critique or a place of whatever. I need that higher love. I need that higher love communication. So the reason I came up with the subject is because I looked on the invoice for the book and I see my mom and dad's birthday right there in the number, the order number. Right at the end of the order number, their birthdays together, right there. We both love you. We're both proud of you. Congratulations. So I walk around with this groovy kind of love. I walk around with this amazing love that I get to experience. And the love that I get to experience is so very profound. It's awesome. And that love is the love of my divine twin flame parents. How do I know that they're twin flames? There was a time, and it has not happened because my mom passed away in 2004, but there was a time when my mom first passed away that every anniversary of her passing, my father would end up in the hospital. And it would be that week because she passed away on the 17th of, her birthday is April 17th and she passed away on 7 days later. And that he would be in the hospital every single time from his heart aching over this relationship. And they have guided me, they've loved me, their higher self has loved me, and it's a level of love that I've learned, it's a language of love that I've learned that's so profound that we all can learn. And I know that because my twin flame, who I have a twin flame, I learned that when I know how to see twin flames together, like your birthdays will become one number. And it's so awesome that I'm looking at 452. They're right here, right now. Oh my God. Okay, they get, because I was nervous about saying their birthdays and whether or not I should say their birthdays. So, um, so you'll like there are things that are just unique to them that only it's a language, and it's a language that only you can decipher. It's not something that I can teach you how to do it. Thanks, Mom. Fours and fives. I see my mom. I can teach you how to do it, but it's not something that I can do for you. You know, it's something that these messages were just embedded in you from the time that you were a child. Even things that like, even if you have an absent parent who you've never known, if you know their birthday, they will come, their higher self will just come and talk to you. Or if there was a special day, or even the day that they left, let's say it was an absentee parent and they left that day, or it was a day that they, children get left at, like they never knew their parents, but the day that they were found was in like a garbage can or something like that. I know that's real heavy, but to bring it back to the heart, that day will be so profound if you learn how to get into your heart and understand that every single thing has a message attached to it. And that's, those numbers all have unique things, and if you can look at them from their higher perspective and higher form, you will be able to find that for yourself. So that's how deep the messages are. And one of the things for me was my grandparents' phone number used to begin with 254. And when you see 254 together, 52 and 54, 52 and 54 represent my parents. And when you put those numbers together, 254, that's them. So whenever I didn't know that they had the same number my whole life, and my grandparents have since passed. And when I started to see, I'm like, they were loving me through this number before I even knew what it was. And they're always cheering me on, like they're cheering me on during, doing my first live stream, talking about twin flame parents and a daughter's perspective. They're my cheerleaders. They're my biggest guides. They help me to stand up tall so I can be able to do the work that I'm doing. Was sharing the fact that I talk to angels, and my angels were like, hey, go get a curling iron, do your hair, and get on this live and share this with those who seek it, because it's time. And there's so many twin flame children that are out here that we are. And our parents don't have to be awake. They don't have to even know that they're twin flames. You can know that for yourself. And I know it because I see the way that the numbers intermingle, and I see the way that my life is bloomed, and the support that I have and the protection that I have from them, in a way that is, even if my father now is not there yet, his higher self has been guiding me for years. And I only thought that you could see that kind of love and that kind of communication from a parent who passed, not to realize that you can have that conversation with anyone and everything. And as a twin flame daughter, I'm really proud that I know that language, and I've been speaking that language with my mother since 2004, with my father more so in the past 5 years. But they're both as strong. The moment that I let him in, the moment that became a part of my awareness, I developed this like strength. It was amazing. It was wonderful, so loving. And then I had to find a balance. Please be clear, because my father's higher self would talk to me. Like, even like I could hear messages, and I'd walk in a room and it'd say his name on a television or something like that. My father would be sitting right there in the chair. And his higher self would love on me so deeply. And my father and mother's twin flame together would love on me so deeply and so profoundly. But then what would happen is I would try to put that love that I was feeling from his higher self, and the signs and symbols that were as real and tangible as like a book that I hold in my hand, I would try to think that my father was that I could talk to him in that way. He wasn't there yet. He wasn't there yet. My mom would come and tell me it's okay, and it's not just yet, but it will happen soon. You just need to keep staying in your lane. That love is there for you because you need it, but the person is still asleep and is still having their experiences. And you're developing the tools and resources and advantages, and you're stretching emotional muscle, and you're working all of these things that you need to work, because when it's time, you want that person to change so quickly, right? I want my father to know right now, but I wasn't ready for my father to awaken. I still had things that I had to find resources and tools and solutions to problems, because we didn't all need to be awake with the problems. Now I live in a world of advantages. So when he's ready, there's a solution and a plan. Not just, oh, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. And then you wake up and it's like, you wake up to what? Are you going to wake up to going through the fright zone and not having solutions for the fright zone? Are you going to wake up to whatever? So my mom has been really guiding me with that. And this twin flame love and relationship has so helped me to know in my heart and in my soul that I'm number one, worthy of this love, that this love exists for me, that's the kind of love that I should be working. Groovy kind of love keeps playing. I don't know why I keep saying it, but I should be seeking out that divine groovy love. I should be looking for that divine groovy love. The love that makes Archangel Zachiel and his twin flame, his Archaea amethyst, like one. And that's what I'll be teaching. That's what I'll learn. That's what I'll express to those who seek it, as I start to share my journey of being a twin flame daughter. So this was just a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is definitely a test that I'm grateful that I did. I wanted to share this with you. If you guys have any questions about being a twin flame daughter, which I am, Havana, I would greatly like to have a discussion with you. I see a lot of twin flame couples. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's amazing. It stopped the perception of loneliness, the perception of being alone. It definitely disarmed that for me. And replaced it with this profound knowing, helped me to be stronger and helped me to make sure that the relationship that I have with my father has healthy boundaries with it. It has healthy boundaries because I understand that through my awakening, everyone and everything is not awake, but I get to have this beautiful relationship with this higher self that keeps me going when he can't, he doesn't have the emotional vocabulary or the emotional intelligence to be able to, and he's very intelligent, but the level of the spiritual awakeness and all of that other stuff, it's just not available to him yet, right? And he's a master, like he knows his stuff, he knows his stuff, but he hasn't let himself know it yet. And gratefully, these two amazing beings, I'm a perfect combination of them both. That I'm a perfect combination of these two beings. I am the best of them, and they are the best of me. And gratefully, even the places where we've had challenges, where we've had shadow work to do, we've had, not understanding, all of those places we're strong, because they've taught me a level of self-love and love for them and love for myself and understanding and bigger picture love of the twin flame love has given me so many advantages and gives me consistently so many advantages in my life, so many solutions in my life, just by the example of their love. And I started to see it, I started to understand it, and it made sense to me, and it helped me to stay in a place where that is my foundation of love that I seek for myself. and then also I seek to teach it to others who want it. So if you if you have any questions, my name is Lynette. Leave them wherever the comments are attached to the video, and I will talk to you soon. I'll do more talks now that I've done this one. Is kind of in there, and my twin flame just said hi to me. Hi, from Miguel is those numbers. But yes, I am sharing this with you guys, and please let me know if you have any suggestions, if you have any questions, and let me ask you some questions actually. What do you do with your life when you're no longer distracted by pain? What is so wonderful that all of this has been created to distract us from it? Are you ready for joy? Are you ready for happy? Happy is real. Happy and gratitude are the missing elements. This journey is supposed to be happy. It's got challenges, it's got stuff. You find out, you wake up, right? But here's the part about the matrix that nobody told you. You're supposed to look cute while you do it. When you wake up, you need to learn how to live within and without it. You're not just running away from something. You need to make sure your practical needs are taken care of, your professional needs are taken care of, but it also has to complement everything that you want to do with your life and your soul. I help people navigate that as a teacher, as a coach, as a healer, as a guide. I'm a transformational coach. That is what I do. And I help those who seek it find solutions. So I'm just putting this out, and let me know a little bit about yourself, about your twin flame journey. Are any of you, have you ever heard of twin flame children, and are you one yourself? And if so, I'd love to have a conversation with you, because if you have any more questions, I'd love to ask them, answer, and all the good stuff. All right, with that, again, my name is Lynette Crosby. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. This is ending my life. Have a Nagila, higher love, divine love. We're ending this video and this one.